Hey everybody, it is 4:30. I don't know if anybody is on here yet, but I also know it is a work day, crazy day. I debated on going home and getting set up, but I thought no, I'm gonna do it at work. It's work yoga and it's quieter here. So even in my room at home with the door closed, so many noises, so many distractions, and that's life as we know it right now, and that's perfectly fine, but it's much quieter here, so here I am. I'm Cindy, or Zendy, as I've become known to a few. Welcome to Thursday, 4:30 yoga with all of my work friends and a few others, now that we're doing it live on Facebook. I will take this video and post it on YouTube so that if you've missed any of it or you want to go back and do it again, perfect. I'm introducing a new pose this evening. It's going to be a little bit of a challenging one, so it ought to be quite comical. So when we get to that, I'm going to pretend that all my friends are here with me and we're all laughing together, because I'm not perfect and I would rather laugh and have a good time and get some exercise and just feel good about myself. So that's what we're going to do today. So as you can see, I've got my mat. I'm sitting on a blanket. I've got a couple of blocks. If you have any blocks or any books at home and you would like to use them for support and a couple things we're going to do this afternoon, maybe now's a good time to go get them. If you'd like a little blanket or pillow to sit on to just elevate and lengthen your spine a little bit, feel free to grab that. We're actually going to start laying down on our mat this afternoon, just changing things up a little bit from our normal. So hopefully you've got something comfy on, and let's get into it. So let's start lying down on our mat, just in a nice, comfortable position. If you don't feel like lying down on your mat, that's okay too. Just find your comfortable position. If you've been sitting in a chair all day, or if you've been up moving around, sometimes this feels really good on the lower back. Maybe tuck your shoulders underneath, palms facing up, lower your eyelids or close your eyes. Just start noticing your breath, feeling your body move up and down. If you want a little extra reminder, maybe you place one hand on your tummy and one on your chest. And as you breathe, you can feel it moving, your body moving with your breath. That's how strong our breath is. Strong enough to move us. So it's also strong enough to help us find calmness and to feed energy into our bloodstream and into our muscles. If you want your hands on your body, great. If you want to put them back to your side, that's fine too. Gather all your thoughts, all of your feelings, all of your emotions. Acknowledge them. They're real. They exist. But for the next hour or so, you don't need to hold on to them, because you're going to need your mind, your body, your energy to focus on your yoga practice. So I've got my little bowl or basket up here. You can send it through the airwaves and toss them in my basket, or you can put them in your own little basket. And if anything comes up as you go through your practice this evening, acknowledge it and toss it back over. When you're all done with our practice in the next hour or so, you may find that half the things you put in there you don't need to carry around anymore. Maybe you'll feel a little lighter, a little lighthearted. Maybe you'll find some joy that you thought maybe you were missing. whatever it is. I know it helps me to feel a little lighter. Take just a nice deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your nose. Do that a couple more times. And take in, when you're inhaling, just take that as much breath in as you possibly can. And then let it go, but make sure that you're pushing it all out. Don't hold anything in. And it's so easy to do. We do that all the time and don't realize it. When we're, go about our day and we're thinking and moving, we automatically sometimes just inhale and we're not letting all of the toxins, all of the negative breath and energy out. So let's make sure we do that through our practice today. Let's take one more deep inhale in and exhale through your mouth. Do that one more time, and when you exhale, make it nice and audible. Let the people in the next room hear you roar like a lion. If we've got any kids joining us today, make it as loud as you can. Maybe you can annoy some of the grown-ups in the room. So inhale nice and deep, and then let it go. That felt good. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead, stretch your fingers nice and tall, lengthen through those toes. Nice full body stretch here. And then exhale, bring your hands down to your side, palms facing the earth. Bring your feet up so they're just behind your sit bones. Knees are pointing up in the air. Feet are hip distance apart. Let's inhale and raise our torso up toward the ceiling as we bring our chest toward our chin and our chin up toward our nose so that we're not crunching in the neck. And then exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. So nice and strong with the core. Tuck that tailbone in so when your back meets the mat, your whole back meets the mat. If you're like me and you have an arch, you've got quite a gap here. So if I can think about tucking my tailbone in, then my whole back can meet the mat. Inhale, hips come back up, chest comes toward the chin, chin goes up toward the nose. Maybe we push up a little bit higher as we warm up these muscles in our glutes. And then exhale, lower back, nice and slow. Tucking that tailbone in so that our lower back meets the mat. All right, inhale, one more time, lift your hips up. Walk those shoulders underneath. See if you can clasp your hands together. If you can't, that's okay, just get them as close as you can. See if you can really tuck those shoulders in, opening up through the chest here. Really pushing those hips up, feeling those muscles. And then release the hands, and then exhale, lower your tailbone back down, tucking it in, nice and slow. And when you get your lower back all the way down to the mat, bring your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a nice hug, rocking back and forth so you get a little bit of a massage on your lower back here. Inhale, bring your left arm out to the side. Right hand comes over to the outside of your left knee. Roll your knees to the right side as you try to glance over your left arm. Coming into a little bit of a supine twist here. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. Inhale, bring your knees back up to center, wrap your arms around them, give yourself a nice hug. Right arm comes out, Left hand goes to the outside of the right knee as we gently guide our knees down to the left side. As you look over your right shoulder, keeping both shoulders on the mat. Again, take a couple of deep breaths here. Hopefully you guys can see me. Inhale, knees come back up. Wrap your arms around. Now put your hands on the back of your thighs. Oh, actually, no. Bring your legs back out nice and long here. Lengthen your body. Walk your feet over to the right and your upper body over to the right. This is for the kids, coming into a banana pose. See if you can feel a nice stretch on your left side here. Take a nice deep breath in and let it go. And then walk your feet back in, torso comes in, and then over to the left side. Need a little bit more of a stretch, maybe you cross your legs. All right, and come back to center. Bring those knees in, grab the back of the thighs, and start rocking back and forth. And then come on up, meeting in tabletop. And I'm going to go ahead and put my blocks over because I'm going to need those in a little bit. So tabletop, we've got our wrists under our shoulders, fingers open nice and wide, knees under hips, feet are flat behind us. Inhale, pushing up out of our shoulders right now in tabletop, nice long spine here. Inhale. And then exhale, drop the midsection, bring the tailbone up, the chin up, coming into cow pose. Any kids in the room, what does a cow do? Moo! That was a wimpy cow. Right, exhale, tucking it all in, finding cat. All right, kids, what's the cat do? Meow. Inhale. Raise the tailbone, the chin up. And exhale, tuck it all in. Finding in a movement that feels good here. And then come back to neutral. Walk your hands back out or out in front of you just a little bit. Curl those toes under. Inhale, lift those hips all the way up to the sky. Exhale, heels come down toward the mat. Chest comes in toward the thighs. Coming into our first down dog. So find a little movement, warm up those hamstrings. When you're ready, inhale, walk your feet up to meet your hands, coming into forward fold. Feet are hip distance apart, or you can have them a little wider if you want. Nice generous bend of the knees here. We're on all four corners of our foot. So inner big toe, inner heel, outer pinky toe. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing our hands up our thighs, rolling our shoulders back and away from our ears. Elbows are tucked in, tailbones tucked in. Nice straight spine, crown of heads pointing forward. I know my hair is doing crazy things here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise all the way up nice and tall, using your core to lift you up. Get your arms up nice and long. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Moving nice and slow because we're really engaging our core muscles. Fingers come down to the mat, keeping a generous bend in our knees if we need that, so we don't hyperextend. The back of our legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe this time we bring our hands to our shins. Shoulders are still down away from ears, elbows are still tucked in, nice straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, nice and strong. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive all the way down, nice and beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe this time we keep our fingertips on the mat, but we're still straightening through the spine. Shoulders are still away from ears. Exhale, forward fold. Bend in the knees. See if you can grab the back of your calves and just see if you can get a stretch in your lower back here. Nice deep breath in and exhale. Release the hands. Plant your hands, step back, coming into plank, or you can start modified plank if you prefer. Knees come down, but you're still pushing up out of your shoulders. Inhale and then exhale, lowering yourself all the way down to the mat. Hands are at the top of your rib cage, elbows are in. Nice straight spine, feet are firmly planted on the mat, the top of your feet. Inhale, using your breath and your core, lifting your chest and your chin up off the mat. Hands are not really being used, they're just there. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, back down. One more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, curl those toes, push up to modified plank or plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one deep breath here and let it go. Keeping your hands and feet where they are. Inhale, roll forward into plank. Exhale. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, hips or heels come down. Inhale, roll forward, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into plank and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, downward facing dog. Find a little movement, catch your breath. Plant that left foot nice and firm. Inhale, right leg come up to three-legged dog. Exhale, roll forward, bringing that foot through, coming into low lunge. So find your position. Right foot's pointing forward, knee over ankle. Hips are aligned, my left knee is kind of back behind me, and the top of my left foot is firmly planted on the mat. Inhale, arms up. This is where our blocks may come in handy here. And bring mine up a little bit. Arms up. And let's just kind of pulse a little bit forward, back and forward, opening up that back hip. Actually, you should feel right in here on the left side, and then, on the right side and on the left side at the very top of your thigh. Right, come back to your sort of neutral position. Bring your right hand down. You can bring it to the block on whatever position feels right to you. Or if you're nice and open through the hips, you can bring your hand down to the floor. But you're going to reach your left hand up with an inhale, and then exhale, reach it over to the right. Trying to keep your hips aligned. Right knee stays pointing forward. Inhale, come back up. Bring your right hand up, and then the left hand comes down to the block or whatever you have to support you on the other side. Right arm comes up with an inhale, and then exhale. Bring it over. Again, trying to keep those hips aligned and knee aligned. Inhale. Hands, arms come up. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Straighten through your right leg. Roll those toes back. Maybe pulse here just a little bit, loosening up the muscles in the back of the leg. I noticed that that was a little bit on my left knee being down and pushing it into the mat, and I've got carpet here. If you need to support your knee, feel free to roll your mat up or put a blanket or something underneath it for support. All right, inhale, roll forward, coming into low lunge. Curl those back toes under, lift that back knee up. Exhale, and then inhale, bring your left foot up to meet the right foot, meeting into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, your version. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise all the way up nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into plank or modified plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, hands are at the top of your rib cage, elbows are in. Maybe you lift up a little taller coming into tall cobra. Exhale, come down. Inhale, curl those toes, push up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. When you're ready, plant that right foot, lift that left leg up in the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, roll forward, bringing that left foot up, coming into low lunge on this side. So get your stance, your position, your posture nice and solid here. Left foot forward, left knee over left ankle, right knee back behind knee, leg nice and straight. Inhale, arms come up, hips are centered. Find a little pulse here as we open up through the top part of the leg here. It's where you feel it the most, and maybe a little bit on the top of the left leg, because we're using our leg muscles and our core here to keep us lifted. But we're not crunching or holding anything tight up through here. Inhale, bring your left hand down to your block or support of whatever that looks like for you. Reach that right arm up, and then exhale, reach over to the left side, paying attention to what your left knee is doing here. Take a breath or two. When you're ready, inhale, left arm up, exhale, right arm down, left arm up, nice and long, and then over to the right. Arms back up with an inhale, exhale, bring your palms down to the mat, roll back a little bit on your right knee as you bring straight your left leg and bring your toes forward, keeping a nice straight spine here, and maybe a little pulsing here, stretching out those hamstrings. Ready, roll forward again, curl those back toes, lift that back knee up, inhale, and then exhale, step forward, coming into forward fold. Maybe here you grab your elbows, move side to side, rock back and forth. Just find a little movement, stretching out any muscles in your lower back and your shoulders, because you're just letting everything hang. when you're ready, bring your fingertips back to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, your version, whatever works for you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise all the way up, nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. How's everybody feeling? Are we doing okay? Stretching these muscles. Hair flying all over the place. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, lift up, cobra, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plant that left foot, raise that right leg up in the air, nice and tall. Exhale, roll forward, bringing that foot in between the hands. Bringing that left knee is up off the mat. I'm going to pivot my left foot because I'm coming into warrior one. So it is sort of at think about the big toe pointing toward the top corner of the mat here and the heel pointing sort of toward the back corner. When you're ready, inhale, raise all the way up. Warrior one, and hold that because I'm gonna switch so that you can see me and I don't have my back to the camera. So I am on two parallel tracks here, if you can tell, in warrior one. And I have very stiff legs, so this position's a little bit harder for me to hold than it is for some maybe. Warrior one. And then inhale and then exhale, pivot that back foot 90 degrees coming into warrior two. So now I'm on one parallel track. So right knee over right ankle. I'm really trying to open this knee up toward the pinky toe. The majority of the weight's on the back side of my left leg. My hips are forward. Arms are out to a T, shoulders are down, and I'm looking over my right fingers. Just take a couple of breaths here. Feel the pose. Your core is engaged, your tailbone's tucked in. Shoulders are away from the ears. Inhale, reach that right hand forward. Exhale, right hand comes up, left hand comes down the left leg. Maybe you reach up nice and tall, or maybe you continue pointing your fingers behind you. Making sure that that front knee stays over ankle. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, right elbow comes to rest, not lay, but rest on right knee. Left arm comes up in the air. Extended side angle. My shoulder, my left shoulder is reaching back, so I'm opening up through the chest here. My head and neck is doing whatever feels right. Inhale, using your core, come back up to warrior two. Exhale, reach forward, come back to reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, warrior one. And I'm going to put a block in front of me because I might need it, you may not. We're in warrior one. And I am going to push up off my back leg, straight through my front leg, come into a half split. So and maybe I bring my hands down to rest on the mat or the block as I bring that left leg up in the air and exhale, bringing my chin or my face sort of down toward my leg. half split. All right. Inhale, gently raise yourself back up. Bring that back foot down. Bring it up, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise all the way up, nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring my block over here on this side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Your version, cobra, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, raise up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plant that right leg, lift that left leg up in the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, roll forward, bringing your left foot up between your hands, coming into a high lunge, pivoting that back foot just a little bit as we prepare ourselves to come into warrior one. So when you feel like you've got your stance, inhale, bring your arms up, warrior one. Knee over ankle, toes pointing forward, hips are going toward the wall in front of me. Take a breath in, exhale, and inhale, pivot to warrior two. Check your posture, again, knee over ankle, hips forward, majority of weight's on the back of my right foot, shoulders down, looking over my left fingers. Feel the pose. Notice the muscles. A little burning in here. That's awesome. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, right arm comes down, right leg, left arm reaches up in the sky, or maybe back behind you. We're between two parallel panes of glass here. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. So again, I'm resting my arm on my knee. My shoulder is opening up toward the sky, so almost feels like my chest is going forward. Inhale and exhale. And inhale, raise up warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Right. Exhale, pivot, coming back into warrior one. When you're ready, get into position to do the half splits. However, it works best for you to get there. Work better for me to kind of bend down, hold on to my block, position my left foot, and then kick my right leg up as I bring my torso down, and then maybe my hands can come down to the mat. If this doesn't work for you, just come into a forward fold. Find whatever works for you in your body. All right, when you're ready, walk yourself back up, bring that left foot up, meeting in forward fold. Take a breath in and let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise all the way up nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back into downward facing dog this time. Now we are going to do the new pose, fallen triangle. So you're in downward facing dog. You're going to lift your left leg up in the air. With your inhale, exhale, bring your knee up toward your chest and then your foot comes out under you to the right side. Pivot so your foot comes out nice and long. The majority of the weight is on my left hand. I'm pivoting on my back foot, bringing my right arm up to the sky. If this is too much, you can bring your back knee down and do it that way. Regardless of how you do it, bring that left hand back down, pivot on the back foot, left foot comes up in the air, and then down, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, let it go. Bring your knees to the mat. Either side of the mat, toes touch together. Hands come out in front of you. Nice big inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Take a few deep breaths here. And when you're ready, raise up, bring your knees back in, hands come back, just one handprint in front of you, curl those toes. Inhale, push your hips up toward the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plant that the left foot, bring that right foot up in the air. Exhale, bring your knee in, and your right foot comes out under you as you pivot on your back foot and raise your left arm up in the air. Or, again, come down on your knee. Easier said than done. So this is where we laugh at me. Because this is a hard one. All right, arm comes down, pivot that back foot. Leg comes back up in the air, three-legged dog, and it comes back down to the mat. Knees come back down, as wide as the mat, or keep them together, whichever you want, but come into child's pose. Take about 3 deep breaths here. Enjoying the work that you've put in so far. All right, when you're ready, come to tabletop and actually find your way into a seated position with your legs out in front of you. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. If you can get your hands to your feet, great. If not, don't lock in your knees. Keep whatever bend you need, or feel free to put something under your knees for support. If that's what you need to, whatever. Your practice, your way, your style. Inhale, walk your hands back up. Bring your feet both in at the same time. See if you can kind of walk so that you're evenly on your sit bones, and let your legs just kind of open up in butterfly pose so that you can open those hips up. Sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, just see if you can kind of walk over just a little bit. Some people can probably lay down all the way here, and I am not one of those people. This does feel good. It's a nice opening. All right. Inhale, bring your knees back in. in, straighten those legs out, shake them out a little bit. Inhale, arms up, exhale, fold forward. And just sit here for a few moments, taking your nice deep inhales, and then as you exhale, allow your body to just relax into this pose. Just let gravity pull you gently, your chest towards your thighs. No forcing anything, no holding any tension. Let your breath and your muscles that are loosening up do the work. Inhale, up your hands back up. Bring your right leg in, lift up nice and tall, fold over the left leg. Maybe see if you can use your left hand to hold your foot and then lift up with your chest, bringing your right hand over. So you're getting a nice big opening up through here. I didn't realize how stiff I was. Inhale, come back up. Bring that foot out. Left foot comes in. Arms up. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Maybe you clasp your right foot with your right hand. And your left arm comes up. I'm opening up through the chest. My elbows coming up toward the ceiling. Up, leg out, and then come laying down on your mat, however it works for you to get there. Bring those knees in for a nice hug, and then bring both feet to the mat, keeping your feet right under your sit bones here. We're going to do a number 4 pose or a lay down pigeon pose. So I'm going to bring my right ankle over my left knee and just stay here for a moment, pushing on your own, your knee, your right knee, sort of out toward the wall in front of you, if that makes sense. And then on your next inhale, bring your left leg up forward, wrap your hands around your thighs or your shin, whatever works, and gently hug your left knee in as you use your right elbow to gently push your right knee out. Toes are pointing forward so your legs are nice and engaged here. This is another way to do pigeon pose, opening up in that hip. So if we ever do pigeon from down dog and it just doesn't feel right to you, then you can come into this pose as well. I like to rock back and forth just a little bit, side to side here. And then release, bring that left foot down, right leg comes up, and then down. Left leg comes up and cross it over, left ankle over right knee, and just think about pushing that left knee out, gentle opening, or you could even use your hand if you wanted. When you're ready, if it feels right, bring your right knee in, wrap your hands around your right thigh or your shin, and gently pull that right knee, leg in as you gently push your left knee out with your left elbow. Feet are engaged. Shoulders are relaxed on the mat. Remembering to breathe. Right foot comes down, left foot comes up in the air, and then back down. And I'm going to bring my right leg over again, and on my left, see if you can grasp your ankles here, and gently let your knees kind of go down as you get a little quad stretch in. So my left leg is under, my knees are kind of stacked. I'm holding my left ankle with my right hand, my right ankle with my left hand here. This is good stretch for my runners out there. All right, release, uncross, straighten that left leg out, that right leg out, and then reverse. So we're going to bring the left leg up, grab the ankle, right leg under, grab the ankle, and stretch. Try not to hold those muscles. See if you can relax your leg muscles. And by the way, if any of this is painful, please don't do it. You should feel discomfort or maybe pain on the one on the pain scale or something, but no real pain. Please don't hurt yourself. Release. Bring both legs up. Maybe you grab a hold of your thighs. Rotate your feet. Let those ankles kind of rotate one way, then the other. Grab your feet here, coming into happy baby. So you can grab the outside or the inside of the feet, whatever works, and just move your legs around like a baby does. Just kind of stretching, having a little bit of fun here. Whatever feels good to you. Happy baby stretch. All right, bring your feet together, butterfly. One more time, maybe see if you can raise up your nose towards your feet. And then back down. Bring your knees together, come in for one more hug. Stretch your right leg out long. Bring your left knee over to the right side for a twist. Your left arm goes out to the side. Try to keep your shoulders on the mat and look over your left fingers. And just let your body relax into this. Roll back up, knees come in. Nice hug. Left leg comes out. Right arm comes out to a T. Guide your right knee over to the left side. Finding a stretch here. Trying to keep your shoulders on the mat. Gazing out over your right fingers. Getting a full twist in your spine here. And a little bit of an opening in your hip. Up. One more nice big hug, bringing it all in together, and then exhale, release. Take a moment to find whatever movement that you might still need for your body. Take about 5 breaths to do what you need for you. I think I'm going to put my blanket kind of under my spine just for a moment. And just relax on that. maybe you take and roll something up under your neck. If you've got a little tension under your neck, it really helps to release those neck muscles. If you just roll a nice thick blanket or towel up and lay down and just let it support your neck muscles. My shoulders are a little tight. This feels good on my shoulders. Maybe you want a little bit more butterfly, so you bring your feet together here, but you need a little support on your knees. So you take your blocks and you put your blocks under for a little bit of a support. That's what you need. Or if you need a little bit more for your back, you can always take and put your block under your hips and really get a nice opening in your lower back, right at the bottom of that spine. And when you've got everything you need, let's find our comfortable resting pose. Get out all of our wiggles and our giggles. Take a nice deep breath in. Maybe we raise our fingers up over our head, our toes out nice and long. Nice deep stretch, and then exhale. Bring it all in, relax. I've got that nice big ball of beautiful sunshine. It's warm, it's energy. It just melts away any problems or any stress or tension that we're holding. Started at the crown of the head. Let it come down to your ears, your nose, down to your shoulders, your neck, arms, elbows, all the way down to your hands, fingertips. It comes back up to your chest, your midsection, tummy, hips, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, toes. Just making sure that there are no tense muscles left in your body. And I know I don't have my music on here, but if you would like to have a little music while we go into Shavasana, then please go ahead and get it going. But as we're in Shavasana this evening, I'd like you to try something a little bit different. You know, we're all sort of cooped up, spending much more quality time together than we usually do. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I want us to get outside of our minds, outside of our homes, outside of our little worlds. And I want us to think about others in our world, in our neighborhoods, in the houses next door, or those without houses. And I want us to send a little positive energy, little thoughts, prayers out to those who are maybe elderly, practicing social distance, but they're home alone and they don't have all the chaos, all the activity, and they maybe don't know how to do some of the online ordering, or or just don't have a lot of people to check on them. Or as I drove downtown the other day, there were tents set up around Keener Plaza, and so all of our homeless neighbors, it's impossible to practice social distancing when you don't have a place to go to. So indulge indulge me and think about if you were able to lift up out of your body and you were to lift up out of your room and out of your home and you were able to fly and you were able to look over the neighborhoods and over St. Louis and over Illinois and over to Kansas City and just all the different places in our country, in our world, where there are people out there that just don't have someone to just talk to even. So just do that for a few minutes and send some positive thoughts. And maybe you have someone, you know of someone that you can reach out to this week, just to let them know that you're thinking of them, if nothing else. Let's just take a few minutes to contemplate and think about that. Maybe you bring yourself back wherever you are at this moment. Come back to your neighborhood, come back to your home, come back to your room, come back to your body. And you start wiggling your fingers and your toes, and maybe start batting your eyelashes a little bit. Maybe you take a nice deep inhale. One more time, bring your arms up overhead, stretch your fingers as far as you can, and stretch your toes as far as you can, as if you've got someone pulling tug of war, pulling you in two different directions. And then as you exhale, maybe you roll one side or the other, resting your head on your inner arm, bringing your knees in for a little bit of a soft resting pose. And you think about your circumstances and how thankful that you are for your home and your family and the chaos and maybe the work. You know, many of us watching this are in healthcare in some capacity, and we are either showing up at work physically or we are still working from home. And I, for one, am very thankful for my job and that I'm able to continue to work and that there's plenty of work to be done, because there's so many out there that are not, you know, that are people that own the hair salons and the restaurants and nail salons and that rely on people coming to their businesses that are really struggling. So let's find thankfulness, and when you're ready, gently push yourself up to a nice, comfortable seated position. And when you're there, maybe you open your eyes or maybe you keep them closed, whatever you want to do. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And to you all, I say namaste, which to me means that the light and teacher in me honors, appreciates, respects, and loves the light and teacher in each one of you. I hope that the light within you will shine bright and help those that need a little bit of light in their life. You can help them find their way. Namaste. thank you guys for joining me. I really miss you all, and I hope that we can all be together in a room at some point, practicing together again. Bye.